All right, my Gemini friends, how are you today? Aaron Michael Eschenburg here. Honest Dame bringing you some honest astrology for the month of March. All right, so if you're new to this channel, check it out. We've got daily videos every single day that's going to dive deeper into all the aspects that we're going to talk about right now. I don't want to be here for 2 hours. There is a lot going on the month of March. Almost every single day there is, not even including what the moon's aspecting, you know what I mean? Just like a lot of planetary movements. Right off the gate, we've got Venus square Saturn. Okay, that's going to happen on the 3rd. So this for you, let me show you your chart. So Venus is here in Aries, which is in your 11th house, which has been transiting your 11th house now for the past month. All right. So Venus is what you love, want, and desire, and Aries is a sign of action. Like let's spark this with passion and fire and joy, and let's make it come to alive. And in your 11th house, this is about community, right? Community and technology. So it's like you're bringing your excitement, your energy to the community. So when we have Venus squaring Saturn, right? That's going to happen. Look at that on the 3rd. That's Tuesday. There's tension here. Am I able to? Do I love this? Am I going to be able to bring this to my people? Do I have what it takes? You have a ton of energy here in the 8th house right now. The 8th house is about shared resources. So it might not just, Aries is about self, right? Venus in Aries, this is about self, my love for self, my love, my desires. So in the 8th house, it's not just about self, but it's about, hey, look what I can do, and look what you can do, and look what we can do together. So there's a bit of trust saying like, look, take your talent and your skill in this community, take what you love and bring it forward and connect with the other people that have the same integrity, because Saturn here is about integrity. Saturn is about commitment, right? So who are you committing to? What are you committing to? Maybe you're fearful of a little bit. Yeah. That you got to do it. You got to do it. You've got to step out here and make some commitments and connect. All right. A little bit of trust, a little bit of faith. Now on the 4th, Venus is going to enter Taurus. Okay, so we're moving from a fire sign into an earth sign. And as you see right off the gate, just about, Venus is going to conjunct Uranus there. That's going to happen on the 8th. All right. So Venus conjunct Uranus, it's kind of an unstable, shaky, Uranus's job here is to release. Saturn's job is to create tension. Uranus's job is to release. So it's kind of nice that you have this Venus square Saturn tension happening. What I love, what I want, what I desire is being, challenged by an authority. Is a good way to look at this. Saturn is the authority, so, we all have to compromise somewhere, somehow. Then Venus is going to enter Taurus, and just in, a couple days later, there's this kind of emotional release and breakthrough happening as Venus enters its home sign. Now, as well, on the 8th, the Sun is going to conjunct Neptune. Okay, both at 18 degrees here. Okay, the Sun is ego, the Sun is self. Neptune is our dreams and our imagination, the unconscious mind here, and the spiritual sign of Pisces. And for you, this is your 10th house. So you have a lot of 10th house energy going on, which is about career. So you have this interesting, for you, what's going on is between career and shared resources. Career and shared resources. Career and shared resources. Okay, so this is, again, stepping outside of just my Gemini self, what I am as an individual, and how can I apply what I do and my work and connect with other like-minded people that are going to be able to bring this up to speed, going to be able to manifest together. Hey, it's like if I want to build a house, it's not just me and my bare hands. I'm going to have the contractors and the bricklayers and the roofers and the pipe layers and the painters. It takes all of these people to come together. So that's a lot of the energy that's going on for you this month, right? So we've got a full moon on the 9th in the sign of Virgo, okay? So Virgo is your 4th house. This is about home and family. So Gemini, something's going on that's illuminating your family, your home front. Maybe some changes are coming along the way. All right, so we still have Sun, career. Moon, family. Okay, these are opposing each other. The sun is going to illuminate fully whatever's going on within your home that you might need to change. You might need to do something a little bit differently. You might need to pay more attention to what's going on here in the home front and apply your work. So it's just like, are you taking care of the home? Are you sweeping where you need to sweep? Are you spraying the shower down? Are it's just like all those little things. That's just like these little details that the Gemini mind is like, I'm too busy, you know. I'm doing 20 things at one time, and you want me to, like fine tune the tub? No, it's just like I've got other places to be, other things to do. Well, if that's the case, then maybe it's time, to hire a maid, to hire a homekeeper a maid service that can do some of these services for you, that can fine tune and fine clean and pay attention to all the cracks and details, those little intricate things. Now, if that's not in your cards financially, then it's saying, it's time for me to do it. I have to illuminate this and do the work myself. This stuff isn't going to get done. Dust bunnies are going to collect and grow into snowballs if I don't pay attention to some of these things. Okay, so and this is it's going to balance out too between your work life and your home life, work life and home life. How can I manage these busy 8, 10, 12-hour days and still come home and have time to cook myself a meal, to cook a meal for the family, to pay attention to my family, to pay attention to the details that are necessary in my home, so that it's not always swept under the rug, and when we're the king and queen of duality here, Gemini, again, you can handle it. Whatever's going on, you can handle it. So that's on the 9th as well. On the 9th, Mercury stations direct, okay? So Mercury is going to jump back into Aquarius here, and that happens on the 4th, and it's going to hang out about 28 degrees of Aquarius, okay? That's where it was on February the 2nd. And then on the 10th, Mercury is going to start moving forward again. So it's going to stop station direct on the 9th, so the 9th and the 10th, and then later in the evening on the 10th, Mercury is going to start moving forward, okay? So it's gone back through the water sign of Pisces, back through your career house, into your 9th house. Okay, 9th house is about what? It's about learning, it's about education, it's about higher learning, higher education, philosophies, religion. Yeah. It's about faith, trusting yourself, trusting the journey that's ahead of you. All right, and then we're going to slowly start moving back forward again. Okay, which is exciting. So it's just like you get this little burst of like, where were you at the beginning of February? Where were you at the end of January? How are you feeling? What was going on? What was being communicated to you? What were you communicating? Have we learned lessons during these past 3 weeks of the retrograde? I hope so. If not, Saturn will find a way to, bite us. It's Saturn's job. So that's on the 10th. Now on the 11th, we have the sun, okay, in your 10th house, sextile to Jupiter. Okay, this is awesome. It takes 12 years for Jupiter to go around. All right, so this only happens once every 12 years in these signs anyway. I mean, the sun's going to sextile Jupiter every single year, but in what sign? Well, right now it's happening in the sign of Capricorn. Okay, so this is a lot of grounded and practical energy mixed with this, spiritual. Even if you're not a spiritual person, there's intuition. It's just like tapping into your intuitive nature, tapping into. You're Gemini, so it's just like there's the earthly side, there's the water side, there's the fire side, there's the air side. There's two sides to the coins here, the Gemini twins. There's what is real and what is present, right? There's this earthly body, this is present. Then there's my emotions. My emotions are not here on earth. My dreams are not here on earth. My imagination, it's just like, yeah, it's here, but it's just like, but it's not. It's somewhere in the ether. It's somewhere outside of self, but yet it's in self at the same time. Duality, dualistic nature. So understanding this and getting this sense of like, okay, my emotions and this and my imagination and my dreams coming together into a practical, manifested way of saying expansion, 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 and expand what? Expand who I'm doing business with, who I'm working with. So this has to do with business with you. This has to do with career and who you're partnering up with, because they're a reflection of you. Who you know, it's just like your bandmates. If you're in a band, right? You know, you're only as you need four strong legs to make a table. You know, yeah, we can challenge that idea. I know there can be straight tables with just a heavy base bottom, but that's not what we're talking about. Four strong legs to make a table in this particular instance, you know. So it's just like we have to have equal pressure, equal parts, and to expand our to expand, to reach out to gain those individuals, however that may be, whatever it is that you're doing for career, it's about expansion right now and getting the other people involved that need to be involved to help you grow, right? And then just after that, let's see, that happens on the 11th. Then on the 14th, Sun is going to sextile to Pluto, okay, which is also it's transformational. So it's just like by doing the work and reaching out, expanding out beyond our comfort zone, right? By doing this comes great rewards, okay, when the Sun sextiles Pluto, okay, because this is about transformation. There's something good that's happening. There's something that's very positive happening. And again, this is water and earth, creation, 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 going from the dream, going from the idea into the very practical and real. And again, career and business coming together, who you're teaming up with. On the 16th, Mercury is going to enter Pisces again. So it's going from your 9th house, so during those transits, Mercury direct, while the Sun's going to sextile Jupiter, sextile Pluto, Mercury starts to move direct in your 9th house, again, of learning. So the antenna is like up, it's alert, it's ready. It's about technology, it's what's coming in. There's information out there, there's information outside of self, there's trust, there's faith in the unknown, where am I going? And then shoom, this transformational stuff happens. That's the sound for transformation. Shoom. The Sun sextile Pluto and Jupiter, transformation, and then Mercury moves back into your career house, 10th house of Pisces, still moving through its shadow period. It's the third time now that this has come around. Learning our lessons. What do we need to figure out in our career to have a successful career life? Right? So those are being brought up right now during this time. And it's not till the 30th that Mercury is going to leave its shadow zone. So it moved from 28 degrees to, 13 degrees just about. And now it's all the way back at 28 degrees on the 10th. And it won't be till the 30th that it hits that 13th degree, right? So we've got a long time still coming the entire month of the retrograde ending, coming to completion, then forward momentum picking up, and going through things that we've already experienced to make sure that we've learned our lessons, to make sure that we truly understand what we need in order to grow. Because then in April, when Mercury hits, Jupiter and Pluto and Saturn and all that, the rewards become much more beneficial. Okay. So then we're going to have the Sun sextile to Saturn. And that's going to happen here on the 20th, the 19th, on the 19th. So the Sun is going to move to the 29th degree. Saturn is going to move to the 29th degree here. And again, it's a very powerful connection. This is your 8th house of shared resources and your 10th house of career. And this is like saying ego, self, manifestation, ego, self, public image, how am I viewed to the world, how am I viewed through my career, through my work, my consistency, my ability to make things happen, my reliability, my trustability, my just ability to bring this stuff to the table. So maybe it's not actually you that's the one that's seeking out joining or assembling the team. Maybe it's you joining an assembled team. Maybe somebody's plucking you and your abilities, saying like, look, I see you. I see your talent. I see your skills. I see your abilities. And I want you to come be a part of my team. Right? Now, this is where the blind faith comes from. It's just like, well, I'm a solo. I'm a lone wolf, although wolves travel in packs, right? It's just like, I don't know if I need to be a part of your team. And what the energy of the planets is saying is like, this is a great time to partner up with other people. This is a great time, you can be an independent contractor all you want, but this is a great time. I know so many, again, I'm an independent contractor, have been for 12, 13 years, something like that. And it's just like having an agent, gets you a lot more work. Having partners, that refer you, having people that you, a business or groups of people, whatever it is, there's strength in numbers. And this is screaming to you, my Gemini friends, this month. Strength in numbers, strength in numbers. All right, then on the 20th, the sun is going to move. Spring is here, right? Spring is finally here. I'm in Detroit. It is cold right now. I just got back from Costa Rica. It was warm. It was hot. It was moist in the air. And then I got back to Detroit, and it's absolutely beautiful. I love the snow, but it's so dry, like in the air. Oh my God, it's so dry. So anyway, spring is here, right? So this is exciting times for all of us, The flowers are blooming, the trees are coming out, coming alive, the birds and the bees, there's love making going on. There's all kinds of good things. So the sun is going to enter out of your 10th house into your 11th house, into your sign of community. Okay, into the sign of Aries. So it's just like maybe you've been dormant for the winter, my Gemini friends, and this is saying like, look, it's time to get out, time to be a part of the community, time to hang out with your friends, to hang out with your peeps, to get together, and just have some fun. Okay, so that's the 20th. On the 20th, Mars is also going to conjunct Jupiter. Very, very cool. Let me again go back to the chart here. Okay, so Mars is our planet of action. Takes 2 years to get around the zodiac. Jupiter takes 12 years to get around the zodiac. Mars is exalted in the sign of Capricorn. Okay, this is extremely important. Mars exalted in the sign of Capricorn. Jupiter here only once every 12 years. These two don't get a chance to meet up every time Mars is in Jupiter. Mars is in Capricorn, and every time Jupiter's in Capricorn, that, Mars can be transiting over here for 6 months. For example, later this year, Mars is going to be in Aries for 6 months, and it's gonna go forward, then it's gonna retrograde backward, okay, and then move forward again from July all the way to freaking January of 2021. In one sign, okay? So Mars and Jupiter don't always get to meet up in the place where, Jupiter is about expansion of reality, expansion of our physical, right? The physical world. We need more. We need more something. We need more, recyclable bags or sustainable future, sustainable living. We got to figure out how to save our planet, and it's just like Mars is taking action here. And you as a Gemini, you've got all these great ideas going on, so there's something that's going on here. Planet of action and our planet of expansion meeting up in the practical earth sign of Capricorn, saying like, we're doing some serious work right now. Okay, this is very exciting. Then we've got Mars is going to conjunct Pluto on the 22nd, 23rd, okay? Which is really exciting. Again, it's about transformation. So whatever started here as far as expansion, we're now accelerating a sense of transformation. Again, this is all happening in your 8th house of shared resources. This is all happening in Capricorn, which is about being practical. It's like, this was big, this was bigger, this is the biggest. This has a lot, this has more, this has the most. When we're talking about Capricorn, it's bringing things to its greatest fruition, okay? Top of the zodiac. And for you, this is a great place, again, to combine your forces with other people. On the 22nd, Saturn, which has been home in Capricorn for 2.5 years, is finally going to move into Aquarius, which is your 9th house. Okay, so Saturn, again, constriction. There's only one way to, turn a coal into a diamond, and that's by a lot of pressure. Okay, so Saturn puts a lot of pressure on itself at home, which is, it's easy. Okay, it's easy to do that because there's no outside force that it's connecting with. Now Saturn is going to move into a place that it likes a lot. the sign of Aquarius, okay? In old astrology, Saturn ruled Capricorn and Aquarius. So this is like this is a second home for Saturn, okay? Because it's not just about law and order and getting things done, but it's about making the future present. You know, whatever's going on in our lives, there's seeing a future and making that future part of our reality. Okay, not to a point of anxiety. I know my Gemini friends, we can be anxious if we're thinking about the past, it's depression. If we're thinking about the future, it's anxiety. And being present is extremely important. Where this is like I'm living the future now. I am the change that I seek. And when I have to have a goal, I have to have something in my mind that I want to bring forward, okay? So Saturn entering the sign of Aquarius is very exciting. Saturn entering your 9th house is also extremely exciting, as this for you is about you buckling down, learning, trusting yourself, trusting the process, trusting, having faith in whatever's been going on in your life, that it's going to come to a very solid and positive reality, okay? It's hard to see what's coming right now, but trusting and having faith that it's going to all be for the grand master plan and good, for the greater good, is very, very important, okay? We all don't know where we're headed, but I promise you, this is a very positive move from you. And you have so much in your 8th house. You've had so much in your 8th house for a long time. So to finally get this like boost of 9th house energy from an outer planet is really, 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 really good. So you're going to be learning a lot, expanding your mind, expanding your knowledge. This is a trine to you, to your rising, or to whatever's going on in the sign of Gemini for you. So Saturn coming through the 9th house and creating a trine to whatever planets you have down in Gemini is just great. Again, it's making things very, very, very real. So now on the 22nd, 23rd, Mars conjuncts Pluto. On the 24th, we have a new moon in Aries. All right, new moon in Aries. So for you, that's in your 11th house. Again, new beginnings, new friendships, new opportunities. We had that full moon here, home, new moon in community. So there's the potential moving. There's a potential that this move starts to come into fruition toward the end of the month. There's something that's going on, something that's about you reaching out to other people within your community, having fun, getting outside, not being dormant, not being stuck. Okay, and I know Geminis usually aren't the stuck kind of energy. So this is very good and positive for you. So that's the 24th, and that's going to happen around 5 a.m. Then on the 25th, the sun is going to conjunct Chiron here in your 11th house. Again, there's going to be some healing. There's healing going on. Maybe you and a friend had a falling out. Maybe you and a friend didn't see eye to eye with one another. Maybe you did move. You moved out of one house that you were friends with, and you're moving into some other place, But you get it, It's just like, hey, you can be friends and not be, good living partners. You know what I mean? You can be friends, or you can be, friends, but not the best of lovers. And it's just like there's some healing that's going on there. All right, whatever it is, you might have had some work things going on that fell through, and you can still be friends with someone and realize, when the sun enters Chiron here, or conjuncts Chiron, that you can still be friends, but maybe you weren't supposed to be business partners, right? Your level of skill varied. Your level of craftsmanship differed, okay? So then on this 27th and 28th, Venus, which is now going to be in the sign of Taurus, your 12th house of completions and endings, right, is going to be creating a trine to Jupiter, a trine to Pluto. So something, again, is ending here for you. And this is connecting with shared resources. Again, I see something about like a move or a change of homes, a change of career. And it just, and reminding ourselves that it is absolutely okay, that this is part of life. You can come together with someone and split up and still have good intentions for the other person, to still say, hey, I love you, man. We had a great time, whether it's a friend or I love you, ex-partner. We had a wonderful time together, and we allowed each other to, each other to expand, to learn from one another, to love one another, to transform. So Venus making this, this connection here, this is like a deeper understanding of those endings and why those endings are necessary in our lives to create new beginnings which are coming in the future. Very prosperous new beginnings where you're aligning yourself more with the individuals and the entities and the groups that serve your purpose, fully. Then on the 30th, Mercury leaves its shadow. On the 30th, Mars also is going to leave the sign of Capricorn, your 8th house, and enter your 9th house. Again, and Mars takes a long time, 2 years to get around. Saturn takes 33 years to come back to the same spot. So Mars and Saturn are going to conjunct together in your 9th house on the 31st. All right, so this is, again, you can see there's a lot of like one after another energy coming up. And this last conjunction that's happening here at the end of the month is just like, look, having faith in yourself, having faith in the journey, having faith in the unknown, believing in yourself, believing in the unknown, believing that whatever happened for a reason, to truly forgive the other person, to truly forgive yourself, to learn from whatever happened, to pay attention to what's going on in the home front during this full moon. On the new moon, to remember that, it's important to get out there. It's important to seek community. It's important to be around our friends that lift us up, and to get out of this, winter hibernation funk that's been going on. So there's a lot of energy coming out for you. And again, so much with business and career and joining forces with other people as well. So have a great month ahead. Again, check out the dailies if you are not already subscribed. There's a lot. I kind of pack a lot of information on the dailies, which is fun because it gives all of these little aspects, a greater perspective. So as always, thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for the support. Always appreciate it, and we'll see you tomorrow.